Dollar collapse? Not so fast. Here's the real economic threat. Various media houses are preaching the same gospel Stalin forced on Russia. Control the narrative, repeat the propaganda, and silence the truth. And today, their sermon is wealth disparity. But here's the real story. When you stop people from inventing, from creating, from getting rich, you don't get equality. You get stagnation, you get poverty. And that is exactly where these fake news outlets are leading us. They say de-dollarization is Trump's fault. So the solution? Remove Trump, bring in Kamala, and let the neocons burn trillions on endless wars. That's not economics. That's population control. Shrink the people, shrink the obligations. And the BRICS fairy tale, you're supposed to give up the dollar for Chinese yuan, Russian rubles, or Brazil, the most indebted major economy on earth? Yeah, good luck with that. Meanwhile, the media pumps out garbage forecasts like Bitcoin at $1 million by 2040 or 2050s. But that's not economics, that's fortune telling. Let us tell you with the facts. Here's interest expenditures as a percent of GDP. US, 1.9%; China, 1.2%; Japan, 2.0%; Germany, 0.8%; India, 3.3%; UK, 3.5%; Italy, 3.9%; Brazil, 8.5%. Canada, 1.4%, but climbing fast. Brazil is bleeding. The UK is wobbling. Canada will soon spend more on interest than healthcare. Everyone points to the US debt as the problem. Wrong. The collapse begins outside the US. The dollar will be the last man standing. And then there's NATO. They now want 5% of GDP for military spending. That's more than most nations pay in interest on their debt. Another $40 billion for Ukraine, straight into the pockets of politicians and middlemen. NATO doesn't want peace. Peace makes them irrelevant. NATO is a warmongering retirement home. And you are footing the bill. Look at growth. The US versus socialist Europe. There's no comparison. But the media keeps chanting, the dollar is trash. Really? When war comes, Europe locks capital down with controls. Money gets trapped. The US stays open. That's where capital will run. And now governments are circling your wealth like vultures. Australia. Proposals to confiscate all inheritance in the name of fairness. Canada. Talks of taxing unrealized gains like making money is gambling. This isn't policy, it's desperation. The left cannot live without stealing from those who create. And about Bitcoin? Yes, it's been useful to move money across borders. But let's stop pretending it's a safe haven. Take down the power grid in war, and Bitcoin is dead. In Florida, when a hurricane hit, even credit cards didn't work. Cash was king. So here's the truth. The sovereign debt crisis won't start in Washington. It will start in Brazil, Britain, Italy, maybe even Canada. NATO will make it worse. Europe's socialism will guarantee it. And when the bullets fly, capital won't flee into BRICS, and it won't flee into Bitcoin. It will flee, once again, into the US dollar. That's the reality they don't want you to hear. For more such macro analysis, do subscribe, the fellow investors.